So it's been 10 years since Vessel. It came out January 8th, 2013, and it's their first major label album through Fueled by Ramen. So that's pretty cool. And yesterday, January 2023, they released a variety stream where they played the whole album front to back acoustically and raised $47,000 for the Make a Wish Foundation. So that's pretty cool. So to start off talking about it, I want to talk about the album name and album art. So it's called Vessel, which means a ship or a large boat or a hollow container. And on the cover, it shows both their grandparents, who have both passed away. And on the back, it shows Tyler and Josh in skeleton hoodies, which they've worn all throughout their career. So yeah, I think it's pretty transparent what this means. Like, obviously it means that your body's a vessel and that when you die, your soul lives on, and it's comfort trying to, like, take comfort in the fact that, yeah, your grandparents are gonna die, but their souls will live on and you'll see them again and all that stuff. Energy never dies, all that. But sometimes I like to imagine that the vessel is a spaceship and that they're saying that their grandpas are in a spaceship, and that I sometimes like to imagine that the grandpas are performing this album from their spaceship. So I think that's very cool, and I think it was a big artistic risk to say that your first major label debut album that was going to be presented to like such a wider audience would just be two grandpas. I think that's pretty brave and cool of them. This album was a really big deal for the band because it sees them going from like a self-funded local band recording in like bedrooms and basements of like their house to a major label record deal with Fueled by Ramen, which has bands like Paramore, Fall Out Boy, and Panic at the Disco. And it also has them work with producer Greg Wells, who is a really notable pop producer who's worked with Aerosmith, Celine Dion, Prince, One Republic's song Apologize, and yeah. So it's important to note that half the album was written in his fucking basement and shit, and is just reworked versions of the 2011 album Regional at Best. But so although they got greatly improved for Vessel, it's important to note that 21 Pilots write their own songs, and a lot of it stayed the same as it was, and I think that's pretty commendable. So now that the band has a budget, they also start experimenting with music videos, which is a super good thing for the band because they have such a visual message and they're really good at fucking making weird videos that just make you think about things anyways, no matter what. You're just like, why did they do that? Why are they cut in half here? Why do they have a ski mask on? Why is it written in a different language? And yeah, I don't know. It's a wonderful thing that this band does, and one of my favorite things about the band is the music videos and diving into the visuals and what the fuck they're talking about. My personal introduction to the band was through their song Car Radio, which is a song that my friend sent me, and when she sent me it, I was like kind of not prepared. I had no idea that this band would be such a big deal in my life as they are, you know. But yeah, I was immediately taken aback by the video and just the interaction with the crowd, the ski mask, and just the music. Yeah, the music just feels different, and especially at the time, it didn't feel like anything else I was listening to. So, I mean, this album goes all over the place genre wise and stuff, but narratively, it is basically an album that is trying to keep somebody alive. And throughout the album, it shows that the person that they're trying to keep alive might not be morally the best and might be a murderer. So yeah, they might be a killer. So that's interesting to note. And it also seems to be told from an unreliable narrator and stuff, which is also very cool and something I like a lot. So yeah, I would recommend this album heavily, and checking out this band's other stuff a lot, too. This album cycle was a really big deal, and it went from like this band being something no one heard of to one of the biggest bands that everyone was kind of talking about. And I think that's due to like two major tours, first of all, which is one with Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco, the Save Rock and Roll tour in 2013, and then opening up for Paramore in 2014. So really, it's like the Fueled by Ramen team really like, showcasing the band and giving them a wider audience to like, you know, look at and see what the fuck is going on over here. But really, it's like their music and visuals and the band just stood out like a sore thumb. Like they're weird looking. They're showing up themselves in hoodies. They're ski masks. They're like balancing the drums on the crowd. Like he's climbing up on top of it. Like, you know what I mean? He's just doing weird stuff, and everyone has to take a moment to be like, "What are you? What?" You know? So they just stand out, and they're like really memorable. And even to this day, their music feels like it doesn't really fit in. you know, it's like listening to their albums like it's in their own little world. So I think that's a really cool thing about the band. Looking back at Vessel and seeing where the band is now is like really interesting. And I thought the variety show was really cool and nice of them to do. And fucking donating $47,000 to Make a Wish was really fucking cool and something I didn't expect them to do. And yeah, it also makes me think about like Scaled and Icy and where the band is now, like a lot. And I'm like, what is going on? Because like they said that album was propaganda, and then they said it was over on December 31st. They said that was the end of the fucking, Scaled and Icy era. But then during the variety show, the bass drum that Josh pulled out had the logo on it. So I find that interesting. It's like, is it over? I don't know. It's still here. So I'm very interested to see what comes next with this band all the time. And yeah, I will talk about the Blink stuff and Neighborhoods and the making of that and all the rest of the, what's going on with that too soon. I just needed to talk about Vessel because re-looking at it, I feel like it needs to be addressed how amazing and different this album was, and how much it means to me and so many other people still to this day. And yeah, God bless, peace on this earth, all that shit, peace. Also, it has to be noted that on the album, the hype sticker for the album Vessel, it comes with like, it just says "Lose Yourself" on it, which is a clear Eminem reference. So just wanted to shout out the hype sticker for Vessel, which is an Eminem shout out. And also, here's this little thing where Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance says he really likes "Lose Yourself" by Eminem. So, yeah, peace on earth.